Thank you. In this world, no matter what you do, there'll be people who will always talk negative about you. They'll try to pull you down. And this is something very strong what I learned in my career here. Way back in 2009, when I was part of a quality team, we used to do audits for a process in ADP. There was an IJP which was rolled out. IJP is internal job posting. It was very important for my group because it was a group of seniors who were ready to get into a leadership role. But somehow it skipped my mind. I did not look at that internal job posting, nor did my fellow team members. So all of us ignored it, and the date for the IJP was elapsed. Then, at a point of time, there was a managers meeting which happened, and they brought it up in managers meeting saying that for this IJP, we did not have much people who came and enrolled themselves. Can you have your team members, can you nominate them for this IJP? And then my manager came back from the meeting and he called us individually into his cabin and he spoke to us. He asked me, Sudhir, why didn't you apply for this IJP? And I said, it skipped my mind because we were in peak season. We had a lot of audits to do, quality checks to do. So I'm interested. I can go ahead and apply for this IJP. I came back. I prepared my resume. I sent it. So did my fellow team members. What was very interesting here was that the question what my manager had posed. He asked me, why didn't I apply? If I had an aspiration for getting into a leadership role, I should have definitely saw that email and I would have applied it immediately. But I did not do that. That question really struck my mind. I came back to my team and I told them, see, our manager is asking us, why are you not applying? He's trying to push us for higher leadership roles. And so did he ask for everybody in the team. The date came, we got our invites on our calendars for the IJP interview and we started preparing for the interview. Now, this is going to be a leadership role and there is a leap of learning what we have to cross, right? So all of us started preparing. What are the mission, vision, values of my company? What is the company's goals? What do departments look for? What are leadership qualities? What are the concerns people come and talk to you if you have to be in a people role? All these started cropping in our mind. We all together as a team worked for preparing for this interview. So did many others in this company prepared for this interview. The date came, I went for the interview. I stepped into the room. I will not call it as an interview. I'll call it grilling. For the reason, the interview went on for 45 minutes and it was a tough interview, I should tell you. Question after question, question after question. They would contradict my answers. If I tell them, this is how it works, they say, no, it won't work like this. This is the right answer. Your confidence would be shattered. There were points in the interview where I was not able to answer certain questions. A simple math, a percentage calculation, I missed. But then I gave best out of my interview. I came out of the interview room, as usually what happens when you go for interviews, you have people waiting outside, right? You tell them what happened inside so that it helps them to give a better interview. I did that. And I went back home. Next day I come to office. I get into the floor. The moment I see my folks in the team, they're not looking at me. They had put up faces, really different faces. And I ignored it. I started doing my work. And they were gossiping about me. How did I know they were gossiping? They were looking at each other's faces. They were looking at me. They were talking. I was thinking there is something fishy here. What's going on? And then one of my team members dared to come to me and he asked me, Sudhir, is it really true that the interview is already fixed? You have talked to the manager already and you are going to get through this interview? I said, is this something you should ask me directly? Do you think someone will go and fix interviews and come? Or influence people for clearing the interviews? I was really shaken by the kind of questions people were asking me. And I gained courage. I said, I'll go and talk to my manager that this is something not right, but people are talking up behind my back. They're criticizing me, right? So I gained confidence. I walked up to my manager's cabin and I started talking to him. As I progressed talking to him, at a point of time I broke. I started crying. And that was the first time I ever cried in an office or in an organization like this. Why did I cry? They literally shattered my self-esteem, my individuality, right? And they questioned my character. That is what is the highest for me. And that was shattered. So my manager consoled me and he said, no problem, Sudhir. Pause for a moment, let me call individuals and talk. Now he started calling people inside the room. Now these wolves were having those sheep coats on them. They came inside and said, oh, no, we did not tell anything like this to Sudhir. No, we did not discuss. There might be some miscommunication. And everybody had the same language and they went out of the room. My manager said, no matter what, Sudhir, there is something what you should be very strong. Your efforts should be flawless. You should put in 100%. There should not be any issues with your effort. If there are any issues with your effort, that is when you should be worried. It should not matter if you pass the interview, if you fail the interview. But if there is a flaw in your efforts, that is when you should be concerned. And I came out of the interview room. A couple of days after that, the results for the first round came out. And out of the 20 people who had applied for this particular interview, there were just 2 people who were shortlisted. And I was one among them. Now, the problem was more severe. I had faced an interview with senior managers and HR. Now I had to face an interview with the vice president. I gained courage. I went back. I took mentorship from some of the leaders. Then I faced that interview with the vice president. It was a wonderful interview. Very, very smooth, with a lot of questions related to organization and all. I was able to clear it. I came out. Then after a couple of days, the results came. And I was shortlisted. That was the best part of it. Now, what do we infer out of all this? Is that, you have a lot of people who will talk, criticize, negative about you. They'll try to pull you down. They'll shout at you at a point of time. All these will happen. But should it matter to you? Why should it not matter to you? You know why? Because players don't make any noise, but the audience does. That is the catch. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.